The wrong number. The text was meant for her sister. Can you pick up the twins from daycare? Emergency at work. Will explain later. Maya hit send without checking the number, her hands shaking as she cleaned up the spilled coffee that had just ruined her only professional blazer. 15 minutes before the most important job interview of her life. Her phone buzzed immediately. I don't know your twins, but I have a car service. Where should they go? Maya's stomach dropped. Wrong number. She typed frantically. OMG, so sorry. Meant for my sister. Please ignore. The response came within seconds. Daycare address. I'm serious about the car. She stared at her phone. Who offers a car service to a stranger? Probably some creep. She was about to block the number when another message appeared. I understand your hesitation. I'm sending my driver anyway. He's been background checked by 3 security firms. Your kids shouldn't wait because of a wrong number. Maya's interview was in 40 minutes across town. Her sister wasn't answering. The daycare closed at 6 sharp, and they charged $1 per minute after that. Money she absolutely didn't have. Against every instinct, she sent the address. The car that arrived at Little Sprouts daycare was a Mercedes limousine. Maya received a photo from the daycare director. Her 4-year-old twins, Zoe and Mason, grinning like they'd won the lottery, seat-belted safely in the back, holding juice boxes someone had thoughtfully provided. They're perfect, the unknown number texted. Driver says they're asking if all cars have TVs in them. Despite everything, Maya smiled. Thank you, seriously, I don't know how to repay this. Get the job, that's payment enough. The interview went better than she'd dared hope. Without the panic of racing to beat the daycare clock, she'd been calm, articulate, impressive. The hiring manager had smiled when shaking her hand goodbye. When Maya finally made it home, the twins were sitting on her apartment steps with an older gentleman in a crisp suit, who was teaching them a hand-clapping game. Ms. Torres, I'm James. The children have been delightful company. He handed her a business card as the twins tackled her in a hug. My employer asked me to give you this. The card was heavy stock, cream-colored, with a single name embossed in gold, Alexander Chen. She knew that name. Everyone knew that name. Tech billionaire. Philanthropist. One of those faces that appeared on magazine covers at grocery store checkouts. Her phone buzzed. I hope you don't mind, but I had James grab pizza on the way to your place. Growing kids need dinner. Alex. There are 3 pizzas in your kitchen, James confirmed, and I took the liberty of ensuring they were still warm. Will there be anything else? Maya's throat tightened. Why is your boss doing this? James' expression softened. Perhaps you should ask him yourself. He'd very much like to speak with you if you're willing. No pressure, of course. The limo returned at 8 p.m. after the twins were fed, bathed, and asleep with their aunt who'd finally shown up, apologetic and confused about the day's events. Maya had changed into her backup blazer, which had a small stain she'd never quite gotten out. It would have to do. The restaurant was the kind where the prices weren't listed on the menu. Maya had walked past it 100 times, never imagining she'd walk through its doors. Alexander Chen stood when she approached, tall, younger than she'd expected, with kind eyes that crinkled at the corners. Thank you for coming, he said, pulling out her chair. I know this is strange. That's one word for it, Maya said, then winced. Sorry, that sounded rude. I'm just confused and grateful, but mostly confused. He laughed, genuine and warm. Fair enough. I should explain. He paused, choosing his words carefully. 22 years ago, my mother was a single mom working 2 jobs. One night, she got stuck at work during a snowstorm. She called every number she could think of to get someone to pick up my brother and me. From after-school care, she called her sister, her neighbors, her co-workers. Maya's chest tightened. In her panic, she called a wrong number. A man named Gerald Pritchard. Alex's voice grew softer. He owned a small accounting firm. He didn't just send someone to get us. He came himself, brought us to his office, let us do homework at his conference table, ordered us Chinese food. He stayed with us until my mum could get there at midnight. That's beautiful, Maya whispered. He changed our lives that night. Not with money, he wasn't wealthy. With kindness when we desperately needed it. My mother never forgot. I never forgot. Alex met her eyes. When I got your text today, I saw her panic in your words. I saw us in your twins, and I thought, what would Gerald do? Maya's eyes burned with tears. Did you ever see him again? Every Christmas until he passed away 5 years ago. He came to my college graduation, my company launch, my brother's wedding. Alex smiled at the memory. He always said that night wasn't him doing anything special, just being decent. But decency at the right moment? That's everything. A waiter appeared with wine, followed by courses Maya couldn't have pronounced. But Alex made her laugh, asking about the twins, sharing stories of his own childhood, treating her not like a charity case but like an old friend. It was over dessert that he finally said, "The real reason I wanted to meet you." Maya's stomach clenched. "I looked into your situation." Not invasively, he added quickly, seeing her expression. "Just public records. You're interviewing for a data analyst position at Meridian Tech. How did you—" "I know the CEO. I made a call." He held up his hand before she could protest. "Not to give you the job. That's insulting to your qualifications, which are impressive. Just to ensure your application got proper attention. The decision is entirely theirs." Maya didn't know whether to be grateful or mortified. "But I also have a proposition," Alex continued. "My foundation provides emergency assistance to single parents, unexpected bills, childcare gaps, job training, whatever keeps them from falling through the cracks. We have a board, administrators, systems, but we're missing something." "What?" "Someone who actually knows what it's like. Someone who understands that sometimes are wrong. Number is a desperate mother's last hope." He slid a folder across the table. "I'd like to offer you a position. Director of Family Services. You'd help design programs, allocate resources, train staff. Salary, benefits, childcare assistance included." Maya opened the folder. The salary figure made her dizzy. "I can't accept this," she said automatically. "This is too much. You don't even know me. I know you texted a stranger asking for help with your kids, and then apologized for bothering them. I know you went to a job interview while probably terrified about your children. I know your daycare director said you volunteer there every weekend to offset tuition costs. And I know that when my driver offered your twins snacks, your daughter asked if he could save some for their cousin, whose parents were going through a hard time." Alex's expression was earnest. "Those aren't small things, Maya. That's character." "But why me?" "Because Gerald Pritchard taught me that we're all one bad day away from needing help, and one good person away from getting it." He leaned forward. "You needed help today. Tomorrow, you could be the one giving it. That's how this works. That's how it should work." 3 months later, Maya stood in her new office, modest but bright, with photos of Zoe and Mason on her desk. Through the window, she could see the Foundation's new Family Resource Center, already serving 200 families. Her phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Hi, I think I have the wrong number, but I'm in a really bad spot. Is there any way?" Maya smiled and started typing. "You have the right number. Tell me what you need." Because she'd learned that sometimes the wrong number is exactly right. That kindness creates ripples that travel farther than we'll ever know. And that the most important call we'll ever answer might be the one that wasn't meant for us at all. That evening she'd pick up the twins, read them bedtime stories and tuck them in tight. And she'd tell them the story of a man named Gerald Pritchard, who proved that decency at the right moment changes everything. Some wrong numbers, it turns out, connect us to exactly who we're meant to find. The end. Sometimes the greatest gifts come from the most unexpected places. And sometimes being human is as simple as answering a call that wasn't meant for you.